Hi, I'm Martina. I'm from Italy and I did the Human Rights Masters at Edinburgh. I did my undergrad at Edinburgh as well, not in law, and I had chosen to do a completely different thing until I took a course in fourth year, which was in human rights and international relations, and that really changed what I had decided to do. I got very interested in the topic and I started looking for courses, and Edinburgh really seemed like the best choice for me, not just because I'd done my undergrad, but also the lectures seemed really good. And also, which was a plus for me, I didn't need to do a conversion law course, so they accept people who don't have a background in law. I really enjoyed the whole of my master's. I think what was really good is that you have two compulsory courses, which are obviously the foundation for human rights, but then you can build your master's in the way you want it. There's lots of courses you can choose from, and there are some practical ones as well. So I was really lucky to do what is called the Human Rights Clinic. And together with a group of classmates, I worked to produce a paper for an NGO, a feminist NGO based in Edinburgh. And so we produced this group paper, we presented it to them, but at the end we also presented it to the Scottish Government. So that was, I think, very important to give us a sense of what research work might look like in the future as well, outside of our masters. And yeah, I think our lecturers were all really amazing as well. They're all very approachable, especially Casey, the program director. She was the lecturer for most of my courses. And she's really busy, but she's absolutely great. And I think if you engage in the lectures and do your readings, then you get a lot back. Obviously, when lockdown happened, it was quite hard at the beginning. I only had a few classes left in my semester too, so those moved online pretty quickly. I think maybe the first one was a bit awkward because no one knew what to do, but after that, everyone got really confident in asking questions, contributing to the seminars. Also, yeah, my lectures were helpful in that as well. If you couldn't make it to an online lectures, they were very happy to discuss what had been said, and the discussion that we had in classes. I didn't do a traditional dissertation. This is another of the highlights of the masters. I was selected for a work-based placement, and this was with the Social Responsibility and Sustainability Department of the university. So when I joined them, actually, they had been working from home for a while already, and they knew what to do. They had weekly team meetings that I was involved in, and then also I met my supervisor from the department bi-weekly every time I needed her, basically, and that was very helpful to kind of make me feel like part of the team, even though I wasn't able to go to the office. I think Edinburgh is a really beautiful city. I actually moved to Edinburgh for my undergrad without having visited it before, so it was kind of a shot in the dark, apart from pictures online. But I really fell in love with it. I think it's not too big, so you can live in the city centre and you can go anywhere you want, basically, by just walking. I think having green spaces is really important, especially in times, for example, of lockdown, when you have one walk a day, and yeah, they're all really near you. For a long time I lived next to the Meadows, but there's also Arthur Seat, Blackford Hill. So yeah, I think it's not too small, but there's also stuff going on all the time. Like, student life is pretty nice. At the moment, I am doing an internship. It's actually with one of the organizations that I met through my master's, and I'm basically researching children's rights, which I find really interesting. But actually, in a few weeks, I'll be starting a PhD, and that's also because of my master's. The PhD is with a different university, but it's in human rights and public procurement. It's funded, and it kind of continues the work that I did on my work-based placement. So yeah, it wouldn't have happened without the placement, for sure, without my master's, and I am very excited to start it.